Welcome to the first weekly episode of PTT and or Pull the Trigger. Uh, we're going to be discussing life, gaming, world news,
Domination.
that too. But like I said, we're going to be discussing world news and other random topics that may come into mind. This week we'll be discussing, I guess, the beginning of how Icy and I became friends. We're also going to be talking about huge gaming disappointments that we found this year in the world of gaming and games that we thought were just simply fantastic. And then we're also going to be talking about the biggest topic of today's podcast will be New Year's resolutions, whether they're worth it and or like whether you should keep to it. And we're also going to be discussing like what our New Year's resolutions are. So I guess a little bit of introduction. I guess I should have done this first. My name is Illuminator, and co-host, yeah, right, co-host is
I'm just the background voice that like makes little snarky comments.
yeah, pretty much. You're like my Jiminy.
Basically, that's me.
You're my Jiminy Cricket in this instance.
Yeah.
Should I introduce you or like? Are you gonna
I can do it myself, bro. I'm a
why?
strong, independent woman.
Well, I know you
in
can do yourself,
2017.
but
18.
she missed a joke.
I prefer to ignore it.
Story of my life. Speaking of how we became friends, so I see. The first topic that we have on hand is how we became friends. I don't know if you want to start us off with this. Or...
To make a story short, Lumi needed a friend, and I was there because I was such a good person.
All right. Well,
I was like, what would Beyonce do? And I was like, yeah.
Obviously, you chose the wrong choice there because I'm sure Beyonce would not want to be friends with me.
Beyonce is the nicest person ever. She would have loved being friends with you.
Right, but then again, you're talking about some kid in the ghetto versus like Beyonce, like the queen of Slay. I doubt that she would want to be friends with this guy.
I mean, she did marry Jay-Z. Okay, anyways. Episode 2. Icee couldn't make it because she got destroyed by the beehive. Anyways.
So, forgetting about my co-host, this will be a new weekly podcast of just me, myself, and I. No, but anyway.
Oh, just like your life.
Until you came into it.
Oh.
No, to make a story longer than what Icee put it, basically we were in like two separate communities that came together and through through segregation. And then just like in anything in life, people just parted ways with each other, and somehow down the road, me and Icee just like, hey, want to become friends? And then I bought a PlayStation because she kind of convinced me. She convinced me to buy a PlayStation because at that point we were already talking about streaming on Twitch together and whatnot. And I guess the perfect avenue to do that was like to get a PlayStation, stream on Twitch, and then through this game called Overwatch, which I'm sure many of you already know, which at the time was Icy's favorite game.
What should you do?
Overwatch, yeah.
Fair and mercy all the
way. So yeah, that's pretty much how like we became best friends. We just like played every day. We spoke pretty much every day, and through like ups and downs. I mean, we just like been friends.
Lots of downs, bro.
Lots of downs.
No ups.
It's like mountains of ups and then like large valleys of downs. But that's pretty much how we became friends and how we stayed friends.
Great analogy.
Pretty much. I mean, I know some of your family, and you know none of mine. So like, you see where the power contrast is right there.
I don't have a family. I was just created, man. I showed up one day and I was like, "What's up?"
You're like, "What's up? My name's Icee." Yeah. Oh, my cat is. Don't mind me. Don't. Okay.
Lumi's playing with his pussy again.
Listen, it's my cat. He's just here. This little guy came into my life later, before or way after Icee was into the mix.
I was replaced.
Yes, you were replaced. But yeah, that's pretty much how we got our beginnings. I mean, there's not real much to say. I mean, there's been times where me and Icee have had a falling out, and like like every friendship, do you have like rough patches where we just didn't talk? Like, remember before we started like talking, or before we actually became friends, that long like 4 months between like August and December. Yeah, like that was a weird time because like that's when everybody's like separated and like Uh, Twitch just wasn't a thing anymore for like many
Scooby
of
Gang.
us. The Scooby Gang.
Oh my god.
So if you were, if this was the Scooby Gang, which character would you be?
You already know.
That you're gonna say Daphne.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like Shaggy or Scooby, so that way I could say one or the other, because you
I
know
was, but I
the
was
power
like, I
couple.
already know what he's thinking or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
if anything, you would pick Shaggy, like so
I
that way
don't
I
like
would
Scooby
be.
Doo.
But
So,
like I think you would be like pick Shaggy because like you would compare me to a dog.
but I'm short.
Yeah, you're right.
But you're brown.
She's right, you know. But yeah, the whole gang like kind of split up, and no one really wanted to do anything with each other, and then so like
And everyone died at the end
pretty much, and then long story short, we became friends and whatnot.
because we're Mexican. They left the Mexicans out. Can you guys believe that?
Pretty much, and then like the
Just kidding.
the Mexicans came together and they created Mexico. Just kidding. Mexico's already there. We did not create Mexico or own any right in Mexico. Listen, Mexico will get their copyright on us if we don't say it.
They won't.
Yeah, you're right. They're already dealing with white power. Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
right.
I was gonna say a white
Oh, I
powerhouse.
already messed up the first rule we came up with. I messed it up.
For real, we came up with rules like on what we were gonna talk about and what we weren't gonna talk about, and Icy already messes up the first one. But you know what? This is okay because like we don't have any rules. What is this? This is the internet.
Hello.
Internet doesn't have rules.
Actually, it kind of does.
Oh, now it does because of that guy in the FCC. But we're not gonna talk about politics.
No, it does in general.
Oh, you're right. But see, Apple's gonna hate me for this, but I can accept before reading the terms and conditions.
Have you seen that South Park episode
I have
where
not.
Kyle just doesn't read the terms and conditions, and so I guess he
Oh,
agrees to like the human centipede thing.
yes, dude, I have seen
Yeah.
that one. It's so funny. That's probably one of my top 10 South Park episodes.
I recently watched it. It was just there.
Yeah, you've like just been getting into South Park recently, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
It's like so good. Like my brothers have been watching Family Guy, and I'm
Mhm.
like, if you guys if you like really got into this, like South Park for you guys is just gonna be like amazing. But they don't believe me and they don't want to watch it. So it's whatever. It's their loss. I thought that episode was interesting because like it's true. It spoke on many different levels. Like we click and accept many different things without even reading them. Like I remember I was reading or I was watching, or actually listening to another podcast where this guy was talking about how he found an article where his grandmother accepted this terms and conditions, right? And like this guy's grandma, it was a fake. This is totally fake, by the way. Like the terms and conditions that she accepted, but pretty much like she signed that her son would get like two black guys to come to their house and have sex with the guy's ears. So like the grandma
God.
accepted the terms and conditions, and they came to her house, told her to call her son, and made him bend down. But it was like this is an actual thing that happened, but like they were trying to teach them the dangers of like accepting the terms and conditions. Having
Oh,
problems with your computer there? No,
I
same
don't have a computer.
same thing happened to my computer right now, so it's okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you're gonna hear that. It was while you were
Twinsies.
talking too, so like you got one when I was talking, and you and I got one when you were talking. Listen, you were about to get mad.
But no.
I heard that little lip smack.
Okay,
You're
I was. I was. Just because I've barely been talk here and, you know.
Listen, if you're gonna get mad at me because of that, then I can get mad at you because of that because it just happened.
No, because you're talking like 24/7.
Well, I mean, you can talk too.
I mean, I don't know how to. Remember, I don't have a family. No one taught me how to talk.
Yeah, we're content creators on both Twitch and YouTube. Well, I can't even say I'm a content creator because you created all my content on YouTube.
Hell yeah. But
Hmm.
like you help me like with my videos. give it a little more pizzazz.
Pizzazz with my stupidity.
Hell yeah.
Actually,
Can I say
speaking,
hell yeah?
yeah, I mean, you've said worse already.
Hell yeah. I have.
Yeah. Oh, oh, dude, my stream started. Stupid cat.
Hi, my name is Jeff, and
uh,
I have a basketball game tomorrow. Are you still streaming?
no, I stopped it. But yeah, speaking of YouTube, so you do a lot of YouTube gaming, right? I see.
No, I'm a cam girl.
Tell us a little bit more about your YouTube stuff and like what's featured on there.
Overwatch. I just like edit funny moments of me and Lumi playing video games like losers. Yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned the video game aspect.
The segue.
Yeah, you like the segue.
Yeah, it's nice.
But yeah,
Nice for a first time.
yeah. I wouldn't say this is my first time. Anyway, this year in gaming, I mean, like we already said it early in the podcast, how we had our beginnings. Like gaming had to do a lot of with it. Honestly, if it wasn't for gaming, I don't think you and I would be friends right now. Like,
nope.
Just, just a very positive nope. But yeah. So were there any games this year that you thought were like really great and were really disappointing?
That were released this year?
Yeah, that were released this year that you got to get your hands on, that were hyped up, and then like you were instantly like, damn. Or even games that you didn't play that you thought were just like boring and stupid.
Oh, I do. I have lots. Okay, well, first off is Destiny 2. Because everyone that I know was like, you should get Destiny 2. And I was like, I've never played Destiny 1. They're like, it's okay, just play it. You're gonna love it. Amazing. And I was like, okay. And I turned it on and everything, and it was super, like, it was overwhelming. You get me? Like, it was just too much for someone who didn't know anything about it. But, you know, I was patient with it, and I learned to love it, and I loved it. And then, like, all my relationships, it disappointed me right when I was loving it.
I definitely agree with you. Me playing, like, I came from Destiny 1. I thought that game was so great, but a lot of the issues that came from Destiny 1, like, they were fixed. Like, as far as, like, I remember when I first started playing Destiny, like, the very first one, like, there was so much to do for a little bit, and then it died down. And I thought they were going to fix that in Destiny 2, but then, obviously that, you're right, there's the expansions and whatnot, but I'm not looking to pay like $40 for one expansion that's going to keep me alive for like 2 more weeks.
I know.
So that was really disappointing in an aspect. Although we did play like a good, what, 2 months of it? A month of it?
We did.
Like, nonstop. Like, we quit Overwatch. We just stopped playing so many other games, and we just kept grinding and grinding just to get to a point where we're like, well, what's next? I mean, they came out with, yeah, the Crucible and like other expansions within like the first release of it, but then it got tiresome. Like, unless you had a full
missing stuff.
Right, like it was missing a great aspect. Like, unless you had a full team to like do the big raids or whatnot, then like the whole game became like obsolete. And I thought it was a really disappointing game. Although it was really pretty, I thought it was like a really pretty game compared to like the first one, like all the colors and all the aliens. The story was really good too, but I'm just not down for like paying so much for like the expansion of the story, because like I thought the ending to that story was just like really good.
It was okay. It was like predictable. You know, like it would be like you would get to a point like, oh, get to this machine so you could turn it on. It's like, oh no, it doesn't work. Like every time you would get somewhere, oh no, it's broken. You gotta fix it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, it definitely felt like it was just like, here's a hero like rising up like in the first sequence, and he loses his power. I felt like I was watching the Power Rangers at one point. Like, let's be real, because like I don't know if you watched the Power Rangers. I know I watched Power Rangers growing up a lot, but in every season of Power Rangers, spoiler alert, if you're watching it and right now, and or you plan to watch Power Rangers, which if this is a spoiler, then I think that you're like,
why do you need a spoiler alert for freaking Power Rangers?
Listen, some people are really into it. Like,
Okay.
you know, there's gonna be that one person in the comments that's gonna be like, "Oh my god, they spoiled Power Rangers! How can they do that?" But anyway,
I love your voice.
I was trying to do the robot from the first Power Rangers, like Rangers, but like in every season or every like I guess iteration of Power Rangers, they get to a point where they're doing so well, and then like boom, they lose their powers,
They're
and
weave snatched.
Right. Their weave is metaphorically snatched, and they had to come up with like the power of friendship and or something like that to like
Mhm.
regain their powers or whatnot. I felt like this is exactly what it was happening in Destiny 2, which took away a lot of the fun aspect because I'm like, wow, Power Rangers predicted the future.
Are you eating
Um,
cereal? What
no,
was that?
my cat is like messing around with my desk.
He's eating cereal.
Yeah, my cat is eating cereal.
Silly kitty. Chips are for kids.
Are you kidding me?
Copyright. Damn it.
This cat would eat the rabbit. Actually, no, my cat's not aggressive. He just like hits with the paws. Unless you're talking with my dog, like,
What
or
a
not talking.
pussy.
You put him next to my dog and he starts scratching it. My dog is actually really afraid of my cat. Funny enough.
What a pussy.
But yeah, Destiny 2 was great for like the first couple of days. I definitely recommend it if you need a game, like in a couple weeks or a couple of months when it lowers the price. If you need a game to fill your life for like 2 weeks until you like figure out another game to move on to.
Hell yeah.
So out of 10, I gave the game like a 5 just because it did exactly what I'm telling you guys to do. Get it for like a couple weeks and then like give up on it.
I'll give it a 6 basketballs.
Six basketball. Six basketball game.
Yes. I'll give it 6 basketball games out of 10.
Ooh, another game.
Ooh.
Another game that I thought was fantastic.
Call
As
of Duty.
far oh, I'll get to that later. But
Oh, I thought we
no,
were in sync, man. I thought we were just gonna
fight. We can talk about that. But I had another game I had in mind.
Fortnite.
No. So Call of Duty, fantastic game. I mean, all right, let's be real here. There's the first couple weeks I was really mad. Icee can attest for this, but I was mad with the game because of the server issues and how
Yeah.
impossible it was to get to connected to a server. I don't know. It's for me that killed the game for like the first like 3 weeks until they fixed it. Like it was unplayable. I even said to myself one time, like, why did I pay like the X amount of money
Yeah, it
for
ruined the experience.
right? Like
Like they knew it was gonna be a big launch and everyone was gonna want to play it. They flopped it.
exactly. But I just like I feel okay. So coming from a Call of Duty lover myself, I feel like this game matches the potential that Call of Duty Black Ops had back in the day. Like this is like 2012, 2013 era of Call of Duty. Like boots on the ground. Like we're not talking about any of the futuristic crap because I really didn't like the era of Call of Duty, nor did I really play it at all. But coming down to boots on the ground, I think it's like one of the best, well balanced Call of Duties that we have today. Who knows? Maybe that'll change in the future with like the developer updates. But I really like this game. I like the development or like the changes that they made to like the whole loot crate or what are they called in World War II?
Microtransactions.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll just call them like loot boxes because that's what we know them from like Overwatch. But like in Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare, I think that killed those games, especially because there was different like weapons variants where like you would have to buy so many loot boxes or earn them, so that way you're caught up with everybody else. That way, like the whole game is balanced in itself. And I think that really broke Call of Duty because so many people were like finding the game to unless you got it day of and you were grinding it to get to those guns. Like if I buy Infinite Warfare right now or Advanced Warfare, I'm gonna be in such a disadvantage just because I would have to buy a lot of loot boxes just to get these different variants. That way I can
Yeah.
compete with like the other
It's a
people.
pay to win
Yeah.
type of thing. Like
And
Star Wars.
what do you mean?
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Oh really? I didn't know
Remember
that.
they were like you have to pay like $1,000 just to get to freaking Luke Skywalker or whatever. And they were like flipping out, and everyone was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna buy the game." And so I don't know who's publishing the game. Let's just say Activision or something. So they were like, "Oh, okay, we'll take down the microtransactions for a couple of months." I guess that helped. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. I mean that's exactly what it is. I don't know. I think that in essence Call of Duty is just like it's a multiplayer game that's supposed to be enjoyed by people who enjoy that type of game. And I think that's really what ruined it, like the microtransactions. Now, World War II, I thought was really great because all they did to put in there was like emblems, calling cards, and like different. Like sure, there's variants to the weapons, but it doesn't change the gameplay. Instead, they give you like boosts and experience points. Like right now, the SCG, like the Serum or the Serum 2, that's the one like the weapon variant that I really want. That gives you like double experience points for your player.
Mhm.
whenever you get experience through that weapon. And I think that's fantastic. I'm sure like there's other microtransactions that go on. Like right now, there's the seasonal event where with the winter stuff. I thought that was pretty cool that they're implementing
But
it.
it's like well balanced.
Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. World War II is well
Yeah.
balanced. Zombies played it once. I liked it.
Freaked out a little.
Yeah, we freaked out a little bit. Not as exciting as, let's say, World at War, Black Ops, or Black Ops 2 zombies, because I thought those are like the best zombie experiences as far as Call of Duty goes. And then what is the other? Oh, and like story mode, fantastic. That's all I have to say about World War II. Overall, I give the game a good solid 8 out of 10. The 8 just really comes from it. Would have gotten a solid 9, but I don't know. This connection problems are just they just like hit me in the wrong spot. How about you?
8.5 out of
8 point. Nice.
basketball.
8.5 basketballs. One was deflated.
They cut it
uh,
in half.
I definitely recommend it if you're a Call of Duty lover, especially if you like Call of Duty like Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops, Black Ops 2. Like this is definitely something that you're gonna like, especially if you like World at War or COD 4.
And beginners will like it too, like me.
Right. So if you're experienced at the game or inexperienced, it's definitely an easy game to pick up and to learn. So
Oh yeah.
it's definitely worth the $60 in US funds to
Don't
pick up
even
the game.
remind me of the money though. Just hurt me a little. It's like, oh.
Are there any other games that you thought were worth praising?
One that was in a multiplayer was Uncharted Lost Legacy. I really, really liked it.
Ooh, I haven't played that one yet. I haven't really played any of the Uncharted
Yeah, I was gonna
series.
say, yeah, it goes in instead of Nathan Drake, they like retire him and they put in his ex-girlfriend, Chloe, and she's like sassy and she's supposed to be like the Lara Croft.
Interesting.
I liked it. She was she was my favorite character before she was the main character.
So she was definitely like a likable character before the game
Yeah,
revolved around her. That's
yeah.
pretty cool. I like how they because I know a big topic nowadays, especially around the world, is feminism and all that, and how women are really being focused in like things like cybersecurity or like things that have to do with like stuff that is nerdy, quote unquote, right? So I think that it's a pretty cool how they can change the game that was solely focused like on like a male lead, and like flip it around to what I'm thinking is a great game from how you described it,
Yeah,
into like something that's really good. So I'm
yeah.
really glad that is it Ubisoft that's producing the game?
Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog. I'm really glad that Naughty Dog is doing that because that's typically not something that Naughty Dog would do. Like if we look at the Naughty Dog games, like we have Jack and Daxter. I can't think of any other one, but Jack and Daxter, like
Uncharted, The Last of Us. You know how they're switching it? They're gonna go with Ellie. They went with Ellie for half the game.
yeah, I think that's really cool how they're doing that, and I props to them
Hell yeah.
for doing that kind of stuff.
I
Like
should just stop saying hell yeah.
it's because it's definitely hard to do something like that without pissing off a lot of people and like flipping the switch. So they did it
Yeah.
in a way where it's really presentable.
It doesn't feel forced.
Exactly. I haven't played the game, so I can't give it a rating.
It's gonna be a very biased rating. I'll give it a 9 out of 10
Nine.
basketball games.
I
Just
mean,
because I really love the characters
and you really like the series in its own.
and the series. Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Nice. I mean that's respectable. A game that I was like really I haven't played it yet. But it's actually something I saw someone else play it, and it's like shout out to Pause on Pause. He's a YouTuber slash streamer. Um, a big fan of his and of his work. I think he's a really funny guy.
I don't
But
know him, but okay.
but
Lumi's a big fan.
I'm a big fan. That's why I said I'm a big fan. Anyway,
Yeah.
a game that he played on his stream and then also uploaded it on YouTube, is
Decent.
what is it called? It's Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Like, oh my god, when I was watching this game, like I'm a big fan of scary games in its own. Icee knows this. I don't like to be scared, but I'm a fan of scary games, if that makes sense. Like I've played Amnesia before, I've played Outlast. I'm looking forward to playing Outlast 2 when I finally get it, that's a different topic for a different day. But when he played Resident Evil 7, like my skin was crawling. I had like the heebie-jeebies. My skin got cold because he was playing it in third person. And when I was watching the gameplay, I was like, man, this looks really cool. I really want this game because it looks like something that Resident Evil hasn't done before. Because in the past, I don't know, the differences between the past Resident Evils and this one are just so cool. It's more interactive. I feel like the story is just it's a little bit of a linear based story where you really can't change the ending in a way. Unless you like, there's certain things that will change endings, and there's multiple endings to it. I think I haven't played it, so don't quote me on that. But it seems like a linear game, which is kind of disappointing because it feels like the game had so much potential for something else. But now with the DLCs coming out, I think the game is just going to expand. Haven't seen any of the DLCs yet, but I'm really excited about the game. To be able to play it firsthand, and that will be pretty soon. Because I will be picking it up. So, out of a possible 10, just because it filled a lot of my personal expectations of the game. When I first saw it at E3, I think it was, of last year or this year, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was of last year. I was like, this game looks awesome, and it filled up those expectations. I'm giving it a solid 9 out of 10. That's all I gotta say about the game.
I don't know anything about it, so yeah.
Let's talk about a game that you and I have had many ups and downs with this year. Let's talk about Overwatch. Although this game did not come out in 2017, there have been many, many, many developments with this game. Some of which, Lord knows.
I have respect for the game, the Overwatch game, and like Blizzard, because in a way it restored the fire that I had in me for gaming. I really got hooked on it, and so I keep that in mind every time we do something that I don't know.
No, yeah, I definitely understand you. It's just like me and Call of Duty. Like, Activision has done so much to Call of Duty, where there's something that brings you coming back for more, even though like the last game was kind of crappy, and that's why I gave World War II a chance. And the same thing happened with Overwatch. icee, you can agree, you can attest to this, but when I first started playing Overwatch, I was against it so much.
I had to beg him to buy the game.
Pretty much,
he didn't want to.
Like,
you're welcome.
So I got the PlayStation. First game, I had recently gotten paid, and icee was like, "Hey, just get Overwatch. It's worth it." And I got it. Next week it was on sale, which is I was kind of pissed because it got on sale on the PlayStation Network. But I got the game, and the real reason why I really didn't want to get the game was due to the fact that I thought it was so confusing. Like, trying to watch it on Twitch, trying to watch other streamers trying to play it. It just seemed really confusing. It seemed like there was a lot going on. It was hard to focus. But I think that's because of like the chat aspect of Twitch and like watching the streamer play it. I don't know. For me, it was just really confusing. But then when I first got my hands on it, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. I got into it. Like icee was saying, it definitely did spark that fire, because like for the longest time, stop it. For the longest time.
Stop what?
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know. Explain.
Not worth explaining. For the longest time, I quit console gaming. I was just bored of it. Nothing new really seemed interesting until Overwatch, and then I guess I got into it. PC gaming was dead for me. As many people knew, I played. I don't know. I'm gonna get a lot of smack talk for this, but I played Minecraft and streamed Minecraft for the longest time on Twitch.
I played Minecraft.
Yeah, because like it's kind of, Minecraft is okay. So if we're going to go into a really disappointing game, Minecraft has become this like taboo that no one talks about anymore. Like
no one talks about their past with Minecraft.
Right, because like everybody's so like, yeah, I was one of those kids. I was one of those people who played Minecraft.
But Lumi wasn't a kid.
Okay, listen, I've been playing. I might even pick it up later. but I've been playing Minecraft since I was like 11 when it first was in alpha. Like my account for Minecraft is that old, and like you guys can look it
Damn.
up, the stats yourselves. That's I was a kid when this game came out, and it was only $10. Um, Now it's like
Easy.
$25 or whatever, and I'm one of the real OGs of Minecraft because I saw CNNers gameplay of it, as many of you did. But anyway, um, yeah, but I quit PC gaming. I played a lot of CS:GO. Um, quit on that, and then yeah, I mean, I got into console gaming and got into Overwatch. I will say though, Overwatch is a well. I'm not gonna say it's well. Well, what do you think on this? Is it well balanced?
It's yes and no.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I
hard.
was saying. It's hard to give a definite yes or no because I
But they
feel
do put a lot of effort into trying to make it balanced. You know, they listen to feedback and everything, and they put it on PTR before it goes up live.
what
You
is
know,
PTR for the people who don't know?
uh, what is PTR? I forgot. What is it?
Are you googling?
No, I'm not. I'm waiting for you to answer me.
No, I don't know. Hold on, I'm googling it right now. You can tell me that we were prepared. PTR.
Public test realm.
Uh, yeah, there you go. Public test
We're a
realm
bunch of
for
noobs.
overall. You guys didn't know that firsthand. You guys talk about gaming.
Okay,
You
you
guys,
gamers.
you guys are so great.
Girl gamers, man. You don't know what
That's
PTR is.
typical gamer voices, gamer nerd voices of 2017. Like if we said something wrong, then you know the kid from Twitch is gonna be like, actually, PTR is the public test room, that Blizzard has created for Overwatch. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, you're right. I mean, Blizzard does listen to a lot of the feedback.
After roasting whoever's watching this, anyway, no one
um,
is safe.
no one's
Everyone
safe.
gets roasted.
Not at all. I mean, we're gonna be making fun of our listeners all the time.
And Lumi.
Or
Very
bait.
funny.
Well, I mean, that's basically what this podcast is. Just us talking about different opinions and me getting like,
Roasted.
yeah.
Flamed.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Deleted.
I'm used to it.
Yep.
But yeah, it's something I really appreciate about Blizzard. That this game is what about 2-3 years old now. It's gonna be 3 years old, and like they're still listening to their community. They're updating it. They come out with like seasonal events, and it's so good.
And it's still
Uh,
going strong, even though
yeah,
they said it was going to die.
I
But
mean,
it's there.
people right now are saying that like the Overwatch community is dying, but a
It
lot of
is
people,
not.
but a
Delete
lot
that. Delete that, I see.
but a lot of people are actually coming back to the game. Like for the long, it was like what many months, like 2 months in summer, where me and Icy, we
It's because
just
that's when a bunch of games are coming out, and people are just like, "Oh, this is gonna kill Overwatch. This game is gonna replace Overwatch," and people are just leaving. And then they came back. So
right like Destiny. Like we picked up Destiny and we said screw you to Overwatch. We played it on occasion, like every once in a while, but like it wasn't anything like we're doing now. Where now it's an equal balance between us playing Call of Duty and then like when we get tired of that, we just go straight into Overwatch and we have a lot of fun with it.
oh yeah,
There have been a lot of moments in that game where we have a lot of fun, where we get into some like test servers or like community created servers that are questionable. I definitely said one time that I was okay, that was a little boy, and that I wanted a priest to fondle me.
and I probably have footage of it.
You probably do have it. You remember when it was when oh, I sent it to you on Snapchat. Do you remember that?
No.
Anyway, but no, I thought it was pretty funny. Like I told him, like, and if anybody was interested to message icee and or myself with inquiries, no one actually did. I don't think anybody was listening, so I made a fool out of myself. But
But did you really? If no one really listened, I mean, you could have not mentioned this, and it would have just gone under the rug.
you're right. But then I also, actually, I think Oh no, I deleted. I was gonna say I have it on my PlayStation, but I deleted all the Overwatch files that I had on my PlayStation. Because if you remember, you told me to record whatever I was gonna do.
Yep.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, going back to the topic, Overwatch, an amazing game, has so much potential. I can't wait until to see what Blizzard's gonna do for it. I mean, there's so many new events that are gonna be coming out this year. We saw a lot of new ones this year, like for example, the Origins. That was something that Overwatch never did before, and I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty satisfied with the game. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 just because like it's easy to put down, but it's really fun to play.
I'm gonna give it 8 out of 10 gate tracers.
Gate tracers.
Gate tracers. Lebanese tracers. Oh, the rave with Fortnite.
Oh yeah.
Play Fortnite, it's free.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed. It's a rip off of PUBG. I'm sorry for you fans that like Fortnite. Not a fan of it. I'm giving it a 3.
I'm gonna give it a 7 because it's a free game. I mean, you get like there's microtransactions, whatever, but it's a really well developed game for it being free compared to the not so well developed PUBG.
I mean, it got to the point where PUBG is actually developed enough where they're moving it across platforms. So like,
have you seen the gameplay on like Xbox?
No, I haven't.
It's horrible, dude.
Is it?
Yes.
Ooh, that sucks.
Like bad. Yeah, no, it's not.
Well, at least they got it going good for them on PC.
I think it's just hype.
Probably. But PC, I mean, the PUBG and PC, well, from what I've seen, like my favorite streamer, Flom, FL0M, if you guys want to check him out. He's a great Twitch streamer or broadcaster, whatever you want to call him. But from what I've seen, it's pretty hilarious whenever he plays it. I mean, maybe just because of the people that he plays it with and also his charisma, but I don't know. I really like it. I would play it myself, but I have a potato for PC. PUBG, I haven't played it yet. Will probably play it later in the future. I'm giving that game a solid 6. Just because, like, I mean, it finally came out of beta development, so I guess that's good. Or like early access.
I give it a 5.
Yeah, I mean,
out of 10 hype trains.
hype trains.
This is our non-playable rating, you know, like we haven't played it, we've only seen footage of people playing it and the hype.
Exactly, that's exactly what it is. So like maybe it'll change in the future if we ever get our hands on it. If it comes to PlayStation, probably our rating will go down. If it's anything like the Xbox release.
Or you get a nice computer.
Or I get a nice computer, which I'd rather.
You get a sugar mama.
Ooh, that sounds like an idea. Ooh, okay. Here's another one. I was okay. This game is 2 years old, but I finally got my hands on it. Fallout 4. I thought it was I thought it was an okay game, up until the point where it became confusing, and I just didn't know where to go with it. And I'm a big Fallout fan. I've been playing Fallout since like Fallout 3 came out. I even played some of the older PC games of Fallout, and I thought those games were eh. But this game, I don't know. I had so much expectations for it. It was a great game up until the point where I just couldn't play it anymore. Never really finished the game at all, surprisingly, which is the first for me because like I said, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, great games. Have played those games countless times, over and over. Able to play those games without any stop, like for hours, and I just didn't. I couldn't hit the script with this game, so there's not much to say about it. I haven't played any of the DLCs yet. Haven't even checked those out. It hasn't interested me to watching YouTube videos or Twitch streams, so I'm giving it, because it was really disappointing, a 4 out of 10 in my mind.
I give it a 1.
Because icee doesn't like Fallout.
I do not like Fallout. I'm not gonna explain it. I just don't like it.
Confusion, boobies, the JJ. Okay. We have a separate chat open, and icee's just like writing words in there.
Listen, I like to multitask. Also, ADHD is real, man.
So yeah, I think those are all the games that I've played
that you like.
or that I can remember right now.
See, I would
Maybe
have to go look at my shit.
I know I have to look at my purchase history on the PlayStation Network.
Anyways, oh, Life is Strange Before the Storm.
Ooh, the new game.
The
Ooh,
prequel, it is amazing.
you played
Like
it?
it is, yeah, no, I didn't, but I watched it all. I'm not gonna lie, I watched it all. Every single possibility, I watched them all. I am obsessed with that. I don't know what it is. I think it's like the cringy dialogue. I don't know. The relatable cringy characters, but I loved it.
For if there's any character I would be able to relate to you, I think it would be Max, just because of
To
like,
me?
yeah, you.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's just because like how hipster you can be sometimes,
I'm not hipster, dude.
but sometimes you can be, and that's what I'm referring to.
Okay.
But
Hey, I dyed my hair blue for a month, okay? I'm Chloe. Chloe is like the person I wish I was, you know?
so your
I wish
life,
I had the balls to be.
so your life is like Life is Strange, where like you wish you were like Chloe, but on reality
But
you're
in
like
reality, you're
Max.
Max.
I would be the creepy professor.
You could be the friend zone, dude. What's his name?
Oh, Colin? I don't know, some like cringy white guy
Nathan.
name
Nate.
Nathan. Nathan.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is?
Yeah.
No, it's not Nathan.
No, Nathan's a bad guy, right? Hold on.
Warren. Warren. His name is Warren.
Warren.
I did not just Google that.
I was about to Google it. Let's be real. Warren is like type of name that some
Gets
old
friend zone.
like oh some like old ranch farmer like some pig farmer has out in like Connecticut. I don't even know if they have pig farms in Connecticut, but like let's be real. Who names their kid Warren? Warren, if you're listening to this, no hate towards you, man.
Just your name.
Just your name,
Change
man.
your name.
For real, make it like Razor Blade or like ooh
Bob.
Laser Blade. There you go. That's a cool name.
Bob.
I would name my child Laser Blade.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's another topic. Anyways, you're going off. It was a really Life is Strange Before the Storm was pretty good. It was a great prequel-ish. Get you hyped for the second sequel.
So
Second
definitely.
sequel. The second. For the sequel. Gets you hyped.
Yeah. So definitely a great game. I haven't seen any footage of it, but I've seen Life is Strange. Love the game. So if this is anything like the first Life is Strange, then I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 because I really thought the first game was great.
I'll give it a 8 out of 10. Chloe deaths.
Okay, so that's no longer a spoiler. So if you haven't seen it or you haven't played Life is Strange, what is wrong with you? Because like
Yeah.
it's been
been
so
out.
long. Great game. It's great to start the new year with. So definitely recommend that you guys pick up either Life is Strange or as a prequel to Life is Strange. Speaking of the new year, a topic that is
No, not yet.
not yet. I mean, we're at 51 minutes.
Yeah, but we're gonna cut it up, and we never talked about what we will be looking forward to in 2018, like video games.
Ooh, right.
Just talk about like two. I have one in mind only.
All right. Well, what do you have in mind?
This game called Detroit.
Ooh, what's that one about?
It's about like these robots, right? These androids, and I'm guessing it's like in a futuristic setting, and they kind of like they're maids, I guess, or they help you. Like people only see them as like maids, I guess, or whatever, right? And but this one android starts feeling stuff and whatever. And I don't know, I just really like it. I don't know how to explain it, dude. It's just really good.
That sounds really interesting. Definitely something to be looking forward to. It sounds like a really good game. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it sounds more like an adventure slash puzzle kind of game
Yeah,
slash like a suspense. But I haven't really played much of those games. I mean, I really enjoy them, but really would be able to pick up that game because it sounds really cool.
I would recommend watching the trailers. They're really good.
Nice.
Because I find it hard to explain myself.
So that's your pick for the game of the year.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Nice. Mine is a strong bias because I really like the first one. Really recommend you play. Everybody plays the first one. I think you would even have to downgrade console, like go back to PS3 or Xbox 360, depending on what you have. But Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out in 2018, and I'm so
Mm.
excited for that. Like, I played the hell out of that first game. Rockstar Games, like, you guys top notched it with Red Dead Redemption. I can't even say the name. With the first one, even with the expansion packs, like, it was so good. So if the second one is as good as the first one, then I will definitely love to be able to get my hands on it.
So high
Um,
expectations.
really, really high expectations for that one. So there's that one, and then I have another one, which I think you will.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's really good too. It's that one looks really cool. So I guess I have three, but Spider-Man looks
Oh,
really
The
good.
Last of Us Part 2. Oh my god.
Exactly, exactly. The Last of Us Part 2 is coming out later in 2018. I think that game is gonna be great. I
Dude,
haven't
I'm so excited.
I haven't played the first one all the way through yet. But I will be finishing up that game. I really love it. Really,
Story's amazing.
yeah. So far from what I've seen,
Characters. Wow.
exactly. So far from what I've seen, it looks like really great.
Good
So
things.
so yeah,
Ooh, Overkill's The Walking Dead.
is that like Telltale or?
No, no, it's
Oh
gonna
no,
be like,
right, because that's like you actually get to play it, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
I don't know how to feel about that, but I think I'm gonna be able to enjoy that.
Like, mentally, I'm preparing myself for a big letdown because, I don't know, Walking Dead games, just, it doesn't sound good. Besides the Telltale's ones, it was just, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't
But at
like
the
it.
same time, I'm hoping, I'm praying that it's awesome.
Nice. Conan. Yeah,
Nice. Nice.
I mean, I'm very biased on both edges of the sword when it comes to The Walking Dead because I think at this point, um, a lot of it's just really repetitive. And even though the story's developing and it's going to close and end very soon, like being a fan of it for so long and just to see the same things happening over and over again, I don't know. It's just something that like hit my horn. To be like, yeah, you need to stop watching. Especially, I had a nightmare about it, and like the zombies killed my mom or whatnot.
Oh, dude, every time I watch The Walking Dead at night and then I go to sleep right after, because,
Yeah.
they air The Walking Dead late,
Uh
I have dreams about it and I wake up so tense, dude.
huh.
Like, I'm like grinding my teeth and like my fists are like clenching. And like, I'm just like, I don't know why. And I'm just like, okay.
See, that's
Like, I
exactly
don't even really remember like my dream. I just remember there was zombies and I was stressed.
how I was when and also covered in tears when like I saw my mom die in my dreams. But I was just like, I woke up, I was like, yeah, this is too much for me. Um, so like, I remember literally getting out of my bed. I went to hug my mom when this happened. This is me at 20 years old. I got up, I went to go hug my mom. I'm like, zombies ate you. uh,
So here's the hug.
so here's a hug. Like, don't die on me.
Okay.
Don't go to the van if there's ever a zombie apocalypse. Um, so I don't know. Maybe I'll play the game. Maybe I'll pick it up. But it all depends, like whether it's like if people say it's worth a hype. But
Yeah. We'll see more footage. I
yeah.
hope.
But great things to come in 2018. I'm so excited. This year in gaming seems like it's gonna be a good one. New Call of Duty should be announced sometime in March, or like teasers for the new Call of Duty should be sometime in March, late February, early April, because that's when they usually announce everything. So um, definitely be expecting a new Call of Duty game to be coming out. So I guess that's another game I'm looking forward to if it relives the hype that I got out of World War II. But yeah, I guess the last thing that we're gonna talk about is I guess New Year of Gaming also comes with New Year's and New Year's resolutions. I don't. I guess I really don't have a New Year's resolution so much so as I guess just try to be more social and be happier. It's kind of hard to put like an amount of that you could put on when someone's happy, but I don't know. I guess just looking more at a positive out view on life and stuff like that. So I guess that's it.
Hmm.
Uh, and yeah, I mean, just be more social, be more being positive about things. Um, I guess I don't know, dropping a couple of pounds, hitting the gym more is like an obvious. It's a cop out answer, but it's definitely like something I have been wanting to do. Um, travel is something I want to do also. Spend more time on me, like mentally, emotionally, and all that. So I guess that's my resolution. I don't. It does. It's not really a great answer, but that's what I'm planning to do. Oh, and play a lot of more video games, but that's kind of a
Hell
goal.
yeah.
Do you have one, I see?
What was the question?
Do you have a New Year's resolution?
I do, but I know I won't keep them. You get me?
Yeah.
I don't, I'm not one to make routine. I
See,
go with the flow. Which
I
is, that is going to be my New Year's resolution. Get a freaking routine, at least something loose, you know? Something to like hold me down.
I
But
mean,
at the
what?
same time, not be afraid to go out the routine. Ooh, New Year's resolution. Find a sugar daddy.
There you go.
Or a sugar mama. I
There you
ain't
go.
picky.
We are, or at least IC's opening up applications for sugar daddy. So if anybody listening to this, except if you're creepy and
Please call 1-800 dash Looney sucks. And Icy has a basketball game tomorrow.
yep, if you can get all that in a 7-digit phone number, then I applaud you. Please use abbreviations and send it to us. But yeah, applications for IC's new sugar daddy slash sugar mama are opening up soon. But speaking of New Year's resolutions, I think you bring up a good point where the question comes up: are they really worth it though? Like, let's be real. No one sticks to them. I don't care who you are,
There's some people, the rare ones, stick to it.
but not all of
And
them.
I applaud them.
They probably stick to one or two, like because everybody makes a list. Like, I don't care who you are, you will break one of them. Like, my New Year's resolution is not to smoke. I'm stressed out. Here's a cigarette.
You just need to put realistic goals. You can't, let's say
Right.
you weigh 150 pounds. You can't be like, I want to lose 50 pounds in 3 months by just running a mile once a week. You know, that's not going to happen.
You gotta be
Set
strong-minded.
it realistic.
Yeah, you gotta be strong-minded and actually work towards it, which a lot of people aren't nowadays. So I guess that's why I'm so skeptical on as far as like New Year's resolutions. Uh,
Millennials, man.
they're like, I want to lose 50 pounds. Yeah.
In 3 weeks because the wedding is in 3 weeks. Bitch, no. Okay. I like to quote memes. I'm sorry.
It's one thing that I really do appreciate about her, except for when the memes are about basketballs, because that meme has been going on since August. I guess I have one. I have mine, kinda, even though it's not really a good one. But yeah.
Same. I'll tell you guys next week how it's going.
For sure. Anyway, guys,
For sure.
this is gonna be it for Pull the Trigger. Thank you guys for joining us on our first episode of it. We actually didn't think we were gonna record all of it for the first go around because um this is gonna be we were only going to do recording the introduction to this, but I guess this is it. You get what you get. So if you enjoy this, make sure to check out next week. We're gonna try to get these rolling out once a week. Again, my name is Luminator, and
And I'm Icy.
exactly. I never know how to
I
do
have a
those.
basketball game tomorrow.
I never know how to do those because it's always so like awkward because you don't know if the other person's gonna jump in or not. But anyway,
Hell yeah.
I hope you guys have a great day. Make sure to leave your comments on everything that we talked about today in the comment section wherever we're gonna be posting this, whether it's on Twitch, YouTube, SoundCloud, wherever we find it.
Pornhub.
Sure. I mean, I guess if you're into that kind of stuff, just don't do it to my
If you're
voice.
watching us on Pornhub, what are you doing, boy?
For real.
Girl.
So anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I guess yeah. No, we'll catch you on the next one. Later.
Bye.